If you're watching this video, I first want to give you a high five. There you go. I'm giving you a high five because you are doing something a lot of people are not doing. You are taking responsibility for where you are. The goals that you want to achieve, places you feel like you could have been, levels you could have attained, but you know that the reason why you haven't attained those levels is because you are not putting yourself out there to do the work. You're not leaving your comfort zone to go and do the things that you need to do to get you where you want to go. And that's why I'm applauding you for that level of self-awareness. I'm going to share a framework that would help you get from where you are right now, too scared to leave your comfort zone, to actually doing the things that you want to do. You know you were made for more. You know you can do more, and you're holding yourself back. And so this framework would help you as it has helped me. I like to call this framework SEIDS. SEIIDS. S stands for source. This inability to leave your comfort zone and go to the things that you want to do comes from somewhere. It's not happening because you're just a lazy person who doesn't want to go out and do what they need to do to achieve their goals. It's usually from somewhere. At least in my own experience, whenever I'm struggling to get out of my comfort zone and go and do something, it's usually coming from somewhere. It could be from doubt, it could be from fear of rejection, it could be from fear of failure, it could be from fear of uncertainty, it could be from imposter syndrome. Like, there's so many things that I feel like could be sources holding us back from taking action and doing the things that we want to do. For example, for the longest time, I wanted to start creating content again. However, to leave my comfort zone, do the work, sit down and record the video, it was for me a fear of failing. Like, okay, we've been doing this. Why do you think it's going to be any different this time? And this fear held me back from sitting down, putting up a camera and recording my videos. So the first step in getting out of your comfort zone is figuring out the source that's holding you back. I want you to sit down, take a piece of paper, use a pen or even your notepad, whatever it is that you have. Just sit in a quiet space and ask yourself, why am I not leaving my comfort zone? What is stopping me? This question will open your mind to really give you the answers. Whether it's fear of rejection, whether it's fear of failure, all of that is going to come to the surface. And I want you to just write what you get from that question. Like, whatever comes to mind for you, I want you to write that. Don't judge it. Don't try to explain it. Don't try to argue with it. Just write what comes. Write everything as you're feeling them. And then we can start to look at them one by one. But you need to first identify the source of this thing, this string that's holding you back and keeping you in your comfort zone. Don't try to jump. Like, people will be like, okay, I want to start recording videos. I've been scared to do it. I'm just going to pull out my phone and record the video. I have tried that. For me personally, it didn't work. Maybe for someone else, it would work. But I find that first trying to understand why I'm struggling so much has really helped me eventually get out of that place, because I can figure it out and then I can start doing the work to heal it. Because if we can heal the source, we can actually get out of that place of holding ourselves back from doing the things that we want to do. Now, I want to say this. You're going to have to leave your comfort zone at different points in your life. So it's not like the minute you get out of it, you're never going to be back there again. But every single time that you need to grow and you need to leave your comfort zone, you're going to have that strength pulling you back. Because you've been able to identify the source now, the next time you're in this situation, you would be able to think, okay, why am I feeling this strain? Why am I holding myself back? Where is this coming from? Okay, and it would make the process of getting out so much easier so that you can go and do the things that you need to do. The second one is excuses. We need to let go of excuses. I cannot count how many times I would be watching a content from someone talking about, whether it's becoming financially free, achieving a weight loss goal, and I would go to the comment section and it's just complaining, excuses. Oh yeah, it's because you're not a mom yet. Oh yeah, it's because that. Oh yeah, it's a trust fund baby. Jesus. Like, how are you ever going to achieve any of these goals if you continue to make excuses for where you are? If you continue to complain and justify where you are in your life. If you're overweight, enough. No more excuses for like, oh, I'm overweight because of X, I'm overweight because of Y. Whatever those things are, we need to let go of excuses and we need to replace excuses with radical responsibility. What that means is we need to own 1,000%, 100%, like where we are and hold ourselves responsible for that place in our lives. This changed my life so much. Is saying to myself, Diamond, you are where you are financially because of you. It's no other person's responsibility to get you out of this place except you. Having radical responsibility allows us to start to think of ways to get out of wherever we are that we don't want to be, to put ourselves in the situation that we actually dream of for ourselves. Okay, so the second one is excuses. Is we are letting go of excuses and replacing it with radical responsibility. Whatever excuses that you have been saying about leaving your comfort zone, I want you to write them down. Okay, take out a sheet of paper and start to write down the excuses. I don't have money, I'm overweight, I don't live in a good city, I don't do this, I don't have this, I don't know this. I want you to put all of those things down. On the flip side of that paper, I want you to write, I am responsible for where I am and getting myself where I want to go. Another thing I want you to know about making excuses is that right now where you are, you have all the resources to get yourself from point 0 out of your comfort zone to point 1. Think about every single person that you admire that is where you're trying to go, that has achieved the goals that you're trying to achieve. One thing that is going to be common throughout all of them is that most of them started at point 0. Point 0 being they'd never done the thing before, or they didn't have the resources to do the thing, or they didn't know anyone who's ever done the thing, or they just didn't know how to get there, or they were scared of judgment and didn't know like how to face people and go out and pursue whatever it is that they wanted to pursue. The point is they started at point 0. So it's not like they had all the resources. Guaranteed, some people are going to have more than others, but they started with what they had. You too, where you are, when you start to let go of excuses and begin to choose radical responsibility, you need to start asking yourself, what are the resources that I have? I'm recording this video right now off of my iPhone. I have an iPhone 13. I have these 2 lamps in this room that I'm using. These lamps help me light up the room. I have a normal, like just a light bulb in my apartment. But before this, look at this video right here. This is what I had at the time. This is the apartment I had, and that is what I was going to use to get started. Still recording on my phone. I'm using the resources and I'm asking myself, what is the best that I can do using the resources that I have? And this is the same energy that you need to have, is no more excuses. Every time you want to give an excuse, remind yourself, I am responsible for where I am and for getting myself to where I want to be. It's no other person's fault. It's not because of the government. It's not because of my parents. It's not because of anybody. I'm a full-blown adult. I am responsible for where I am and where I want to be. The first I is called information. So now you have figured out what the source is. How exactly are you going to start to heal it? For example, I figured out that I was struggling with fear of judgment. So how exactly did I start to heal it? I had to go and look for other people who have struggled with fear of judgment and just start to learn and gather information around what they did to help them, push past that fear of judgment and start to do the things that they want to do with their lives. So if you're someone who struggles with fear of judgment, for example, a good place to start would be to look for podcasts that helps people heal fear of judgment, that helps people live their life authentically without caring what other people think. So information, this is where we have taken the source. We know what the source is. We go online, start looking for other people that have been here, information to help us deal with imposter syndrome, to help us deal with fear of failure. We just start listening to podcasts every day about this topic. You want to start to really seek information, because the difference between where we are and where we want to go is that we are not the kind of person who can do the thing we want to do, but we also don't have the information needed to do the things that we need to do. Okay, so we start first by healing the source, getting the information to do the work to heal the source. And this doesn't you don't have to be like, okay, I realize I'm having fear of failure, I'm just going to be zen and heal my fear of failure. It doesn't work that way, because it's usually an ongoing process. It's an ongoing process. But the more information you're saturating your mind regarding the thing that you're trying to achieve, the more your mental strength. It's almost like a muscle, right? The more I exercise my arms, the more they become stronger. The more I lose excess fat and the muscles start to build in my arms. The same thing, the more information I get about being more confident, about having less fear when it comes to pursuing my goals, I am strengthening my mental capacity to do the things that I need to do and get out of my comfort zone, to heal those things, to move forward. So that's where information comes in. The next I is influence. You are not above being influenced, and influence is gradual. You don't see it happening, but it's happening. Everybody is susceptible to influence, even you. You are not above being influenced. So if you're trying to get out of your comfort zone, really look at the type of people you are surrounding yourself with. Look at the type of information you are feeding your mind every single day. You can't be saying you're trying to get out of your comfort zone, but when I go through your social media feed, it's one gossip channel before another and after another. All you're watching is fun stuff. All you're watching is comfortable stuff. Like, you're not watching anything that's feeding your mind, that's empowering you. Like, what are you doing? All the people that you're following on social media are either people that are just there to like make jokes, laugh, have fun, criticize other people, chill. Like, that's literally all you're doing. Influence is gradual. If you are following people who are where you want to be, doing the kind of things that you want to do, learning from their content, you would find yourself inching more and more towards leaving your comfort zone to do those things as well. A lot of people will see other people, achieving the goals that they want to achieve, and they will start to feel threatened. That's why people are like, oh, people that are living fake life, try to be realistic on social media. And I used to be one of those people. I'm like, oh, I want people to be more realistic on social media. Yeah, I want people to, not fake who they are on social media. But when I really think about it, I will not go and follow. That's why I don't follow a lot of people who are doing the exact things that I'm doing. I like to follow people who are where I'm trying to get to, okay? I'll rather spend my time following, the founder of Bumble, or I would follow Oprah Winfrey, or I would just follow certain types of people. Follow people that look the way I want to look. I follow people that eat the kind of foods I want to eat. I follow people that are living the kind of lifestyle I want to live. Knowing the power of influence, what you then want to do is start to mind the kind of information you're getting on social media. What are the kind of people you're following? Who are the types of people you're hanging around with all the time? This doesn't mean that you just cut off all the fun things in your life. For me, that's like a super extreme. I don't believe that. I still see fun things and I laugh on social media. But when you go through the people who I actually follow, the kind of content that the algorithm shows me, it's content surrounding the type of person that I want to become and the life that I want for myself. I'm watching those people do it. It's telling my subconscious brain it's possible. I'm learning from their content how to do the same thing. And subconsciously, I'm morphing myself into the kind of person who achieves those things that they have achieved for themselves. Become so much more intentional about who you allow access to influence you, whether it's in person, whether it's online, wherever. Who do I want to become? Where do I want to go? What kind of lifestyle do I want to have for myself? We are trying to inbuild intentionality into your life, where you get super intentional about the kind of life that you want for yourself. A lot of people are not intentional. They're just going with the wind. Everybody is doing X, so that's what I'm going to do. Everybody says X, so that's how I'm going to live my life. But this is not a healthy way to live your life, because then you just end up sailing with the wind, going wherever the person is going versus where you really want to go with your life. Direction helps us become intentional. So ask yourself, who do I want to become? Where do I want to go? What do I really want to do with my life? When you start to ask yourself these questions, write that down. Take a piece of paper, take a pen, and write that down. Because sometimes too, it could be that the goal that you're eyeballing, that you want to leave your comfort zone for, you're doing it for other people because that's whatever that person is doing. Maybe that's creating content, maybe that's starting a business. You feel like, okay, this is what everybody's doing, I want to go do that. But you're not really doing it for yourself. And in this case, leaving your comfort zone also becomes more difficult because this is not something that you will really enjoy or get fulfillment from. So really ask yourself, who do I become? Where do I want to be? Like, when I look in the mirror 10 years from now, what do I want to see? Those are the type of questions we want to start to lead with. As you start to ask yourself this question, I want you to not ask yourself, what are some of the goals I need to set for myself that will get me here? Think big picture. When I think of the lifestyle that I want, I have like a whole vision board on my phone. It has pictures of the clothes that I wear, the house that I live in. It has pictures of literally everything. Okay, my vision board is like My marriage, like every single thing is in those vision boards. Every single thing, I script them, I journal them. Like I literally have a clear picture of the home I want to live in my mind. I can describe it to you. I want you to think big picture. What are those big goals that you want to have? A big goal that I want to have, create $1 million, billion-dollar brand, right? Those are big goals. Those goals came out of me asking myself, what is the kind of life that I want for myself? Who do I want to become? The more I ask myself these questions, I also realize I am able to spot those type of people on social media. I'm able to spot those type of people online who are doing the things that I want to do, living the kind of life that I want to live for myself. And then following them becomes easy. Surrounding myself with information that empowers me to get to where I want to go becomes easier. It's the same thing here. That's the power of having direction and being intentional. Once you have your big goals, it brings us to the last S, which is small starters. This is where you take those big goals and reduce them into actionable steps. I'll give you an example. Right now, sitting here in front of you, I don't have a detailed plan on how I'm going to get to $10,000 per month. You know, however, what I have is a plan on how I'm going to get to my first 1,000 subscribers, on how I could get to my first $1,000 a month outside of my day job. So I've taken that big goal and I've broken it down into smaller actionable steps. Okay, so for my YouTube, I would love to one day have 1 million subscribers. Awesome. What is a small actionable step that we can take? A small actionable step is getting to 1,000 subscribers first and 4,000 watch hours. Okay, so we're going to take the big goal and we're going to bring them down into small actionable steps. And part of small starters also is now telling yourself, okay, I want to hit 1,000 subscribers. What are the things that I can do that would help me get to 1,000 subscribers? You go and research, what are other YouTubers doing? You know, like what are they saying online? And then you use the information that you're getting from that research to build out the top 3 things, 5 things that you need to do to achieve that goal. It's a lot easier to get out of your comfort zone and get started if you have smaller things that you can do to get there. This is a breakdown for how I've been able to get out of my comfort zone multiple times. S is source, E excuses, I information, I influence, D direction, and S small starters. I'll leave you with a simple principle that can help you get started once you really get to your small starters. It is the principle of 1, okay? 1 hour per day, one thing. 1 hour per day, one thing. When it comes to the smallest things that you need to do to get out of your comfort zone. For me, when I started, I'm just going to spend 1 hour editing a video, 1 hour shooting a video, 1 hour, like literally that mindset. I'm just going to focus on one person that would like my content, right? So we're not trying to do the most too soon. We're just trying to start small and pace ourselves. The goal is consistency, not intensity, okay? So 1 hour every day, that's it. Before you know it, you have left your comfort zone and you've become better and better at whatever it is that you're trying to achieve for yourself. If you love this video, please subscribe and like the video as well so that other people can find the video. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.